Welcome to Learning How to Learn a Language. Hi, my name is Dr. Shane Dixon, and I am the Language Guide. I'd like to tell you a story, and if you are like most language learners, this story will feel familiar. As a teenager, I wanted to learn Spanish. I had a lot of reasons for wanting to learn Spanish. First of all, I lived in Southern California, where I had a lot of Spanish-speaking friends. I remember I especially wanted to speak to a cute girl named Gabriela, who had just come to my San Diego school from Argentina. Ah, first crushes. But that wasn't all. Even then, I perceived Spanish as a skill that might transfer to job opportunities, and I had already seen the advantage my young friends had who were bilingual. But perhaps the most important reason, for me, was a personal one. My mother is from Mexico, and I wanted to learn Spanish to connect with family and friends. I desperately wanted to say more than just, "Gracias, abuelita, muy rica." Thank you, grandmother. That was delicious. I thought of language as a passport that would give me entry to the food, culture, and people of countries around the world. So, what did I do to learn Spanish? Well, of course, I took 5 years of Spanish classes in junior high and high school. I studied diligently, getting A's in all of my courses, memorizing vocabulary words, learning verb conjugations, and taking tests. Upon graduation, I had spent, conservatively speaking, at least 500 hours of study in Spanish. So, you might be thinking, how's your Spanish? Well, at the time, to be honest, it was rather terrible. In fact, when I visited my first South American country, Venezuela, I had just finished my freshman year of college. I came well armed with a dictionary. Let me show you, here it is. A dictionary in hand, and having just rememorized as much Spanish as I could in a 5-week crash course. I remember getting off the plane and hearing a man call out for anyone who needed a taxi. I can't explain to you how poorly I understood him. I honestly believed for a second that perhaps the plane had taken me to the wrong place. This couldn't possibly be Spanish. "Épale, chamo, ¿cómo está la cosa?" That's what he said. And I said, "Hola, yo me llamo Shane Dixon. ¿Y usted?" How is it possible that all my book and classroom study hadn't helped prepare me to communicate? Why is it that I struggled so much in learning a language? Was I stupid? Unable to learn? I'll be honest, I questioned my abilities a lot during the first part of my stay in Venezuela. Now, years later, as a language teaching professional, I think back on that experience and realize where and why it all went so wrong for me. This course is designed for the lover of language, you, who simply wants to get under the hood of the car, your own brain, to find out how languages are actually learned and what you can do to acquire language efficiently so that you can use it to communicate with others. Throughout this course, we will invite you to explore your own style of learning as you experiment with a number of different language learner techniques. Throughout your experimentation, we will teach you sound pedagogical principles that, coupled with your hard work, will give you the aha moments that will unlock your ability to know what to do and what not to do to learn a language. We'll teach you how to enter the zone, an area for language learning that allows you to be in a state of flow, a state that will allow you to learn more quickly and recognize just how much power you have to learn language autonomously. The truth is, even though I am a language teacher by profession, it would delight me to no end if you made me and all other language teachers useless. In other words, this course is intended to help you get rid of me. Learn language on your own, outside of a classroom, more efficiently than a course or a book ever could. To do this, you will have to learn several concepts of cognitive science, autonomous learning in general, and recognize some of the techniques that gifted language learners use in order to learn a language. Good language learners, interestingly, have ways of thinking and doing that are simply different from the norm. And their ways of approaching language learning is a key for all of us to understand a better, faster path toward proficiency. Will you be successful by following our good language learner techniques? Theorists debate whether or not we can learn from good language learners. Maybe they are just born with a gift and there's nothing we can do to get what they have. Perhaps. Certainly, there are a number of factors that have long been tied to language learning success: motivation, concentration, aptitude, individual learner differences. All of these cast doubt in people's minds when they decide to begin their language journey, because it puts them immediately into the idea that they are different from language learners, less able, less gifted. Well, I don't know you, and I can't promise you success. But my experience tells me that even those that believe they simply can't learn a language, if they can understand their own brains and use techniques that good language learners use, are bound to have much more success than they ever imagined possible. So, perhaps a better question than, will you be successful, is this: are you willing to try? Are you curious to find out what you can do to unlock your brain and actually learn a language? You see, curiosity and the willingness to experiment is actually a big part of the first principle we want to teach you. See you in the next few videos.
So this is welcome video take 1. Back here. Whenever you're ready.
But perhaps the most important reason for me was a personal one. My mother is from Mexico, and I wanted to learn Spanish to connect with family and friends. I desperately wanted to say more than just, "Gracias, abuela." Oh, I can't believe I messed up the Spanish. It's because I wanted to say abuelita. All right, so should we go from the top? I thought of language as a passport that would give me entry to the food, culture, and people of countries around the world. So, what did I learn? Can I just start from there?
Yeah.